Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I cannot wait to share with you 30 DIY Dollar Tree fall decor crafts. So this is a binge-worthy crafting video. I'm going to share with you guys so many ideas, fun DIYs you guys can use to make your homes boutique gorgeous on a budget. It's a compilation video of all the DIYs we've done so far for the fall 2019 crafting season. Now these videos are also broken down into individual videos, and I'll link that playlist down below if you guys want to catch up on just one video at a time. Also, that video playlist will roll into last year's I Love Fall series, which I think we had like 20 videos in that series. So if you guys need a ton of fall inspiration, you're totally fall obsessed like me, definitely check that out. So anyway, you guys, let's get to this crafting. I love crafting so much. I love sharing with you guys how to make your homes boutique and gorgeous on a budget. Without further ado, plug in your glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting. So for the first DIY, I just want to slice up some apples, a lemon, and then I'm going to start a simmering pot on my stove. I really feel like this sets the mood to change the air for a fresh new season of crafting in my home. I did get the email in my inbox today to register for the kids for school online, so it's kind of really beginning to hit home. I also love to add some pumpkin spice, some cinnamon, some nutmeg, and some cloves to my simmering pot. That just really gets the air changed and going and really puts me in the mood for some fall crafting. Again, you guys, I know it's early and I'm truly still enjoying summer. We're going to the pool, to the beach, all that kind of fun stuff, but it's never too early if you're a crazy crafter like me to get a jump start on it. So when I shared with you guys that shop with me at Hobby Lobby, here is going to be the first DIY we're going to do, that really neat little pumpkin sign. So I wanted to repurpose this seashell placemat that I found at Dollar Tree, and I had this little pumpkin shape left over from last season. I also found this at Dollar Tree last year, and I never used this little sign. It was so cute. I just never got around to doing anything with it. And I also wanted to repurpose this little seashell, so I'm just tracing it with a highlighter, and then I'm going to cut out the pumpkin part. Now you all could also just go to the internet and find a pumpkin image and print that out. But again, I was really trying to reuse some of the things that I already had, and for some reason I just had this crazy idea that this seashell upside down would make the perfect pumpkin, and I'll share with you guys how this is all going to work. I know you probably think I'm crazy, but I went ahead and cut the little stem out of the top of this, and this is just one of those fall placemats from Dollar Tree in their little party section. I went ahead and created 3 of these because I want to do a pumpkin topiary, and for that last one I just trimmed off a little bit of the excess because I did want to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm putting it on top of a piece of Dollar Tree poster board. This was a sign that I'm repurposing and reusing, and then I just used some brown spray paint. It's actually called a hammered spray paint. My mom left it during her move, and so I just went ahead and decided to go with this. And then once I had the spray paint finished, I went ahead and pulled up my little pumpkin images. Now the reason I thought this would be great is because I wanted to take some white paint and go ahead and create white pumpkins, and so I wanted to have kind of a little bit of a guide with these stripes to be able to add in that detail that you see on like a painted pumpkin. So what I'm doing is I'm taking some white with a little bit of brown paint mixed in. You guys can grab whatever craft paint you love if you already have some on hand, or you can get some really nice craft paint at Walmart. I think it's like 37 cents for the little apple barrel craft paint, but I'm just going in with some white, and I'm kind of creating a larger outline on the outside of my pumpkin, and then where those lines are, I'm adding brown into where those lines are to kind of give my pumpkin some dimension. And so I'm just going ahead and I'm continuing to trace on the outside of the pumpkin with white, and you can see that I'm not really washing my brush because I really want these colors to just kind of meld together. Now that's how I paint. As you can see, I dropped that
a bit of white paint up there earlier. I'm kind of a messy painter, but I like to just continue to blend. Now on top of that bit of brown, I'm adding in some orange. It's a little bit kind of a goldish, coppery orange. Again, you guys get creative. Choose some colors that you love and just go for it. Now the paints I am using are from Arteza Paints. It's a crafting store that I had a company that sent me these, so I'm just using what I have, but I'm going ahead and I'm continuing on making the shape of this pumpkin, mixing in a little bit of white and brown and just using my brush to continue to blend. I also bought these brushes for my daughter. She's actually a really amazing painter. I bought this set at Walmart. I believe it was $9.97 for a really nice pack full. And so now I'm going up to the second tier of this pumpkin. I'm just doing kind of the same process. I'm going around the pumpkin with white and then just adding in some orangish brown stripes as I move along. And once I reach the top of my pumpkin topiary, I'm doing the same process. I'm outlining it with the white and then just going in with some of the brown and oranges mixed together. When you paint, try to let go of perfection. I think that's really the fun and the beauty of it. And I guess it mixes in with my shabby chic decor too, because I just try to let go of perfection and enjoy the process. It doesn't have to be perfect, especially for fall crafts. Fall is just more of a rustic time of year, so I think you can get away with a little bit more imperfection. Now I did switch to a smaller tip brush and I'm adding in some leaves to my pumpkin. Again, I'm really just getting creative and kind of freehanding these. You guys could definitely use a leaf template. You could print one offline and just use some of those. And then I'm adding in a little bit of brown and white highlight to these as well. When I was younger, my mom made it a very big priority for me to take private art lessons. And so I guess I kind of have a little bit of a base of kind of how to go things. I've never been able to draw faces though. I always admire people that can do that. And to be honest with you, I don't consider myself at all by any means to be a great painter, but I do have fun with painting. So I think that's really just the beauty really of any art, that you just kind of go for it. And so I did also want to add in some flowers, kind of like that one that I shared with you guys from Hobby Lobby. That was in episode 2 of my I Love Fall series. I love the Hobby Lobby shop with me. They had this beautiful pumpkin with some little sunflowers in and around the pumpkin. I was so nervous to add these flowers, but I just went ahead and again just kind of freehanded it, hoping for the best and continuing to add layer upon layer with just browns, whites, yellows, and then I even went in with a little bit of coral and pinks and added some of those in because this is going to be in my home where I have a lot of shabby chic decor, and why not? The one from Hobby Lobby had some really pretty different colors of flowers as well, so it gave me some bravery to go ahead and go for it. Again, this is definitely not perfect and I'm just doing my best, so you guys definitely have fun with this if you attempt this one, and just continue to add layers and layers and layers. Take a step back and then just continue to go for it. So on the outside of my petals of my flower, I tried to add more of the whitish colors and then add like a little bit of a brown center to make it look more sunflowerish or fall flower. So now I'm just adding some finishing touches, going back in with a little bit of white and some golds to kind of highlight the little florals on here. I also like to take a bit of green and white and kind of add some curly cues, like this was really a pumpkin out in the fall harvest stacked on top of each other. Super fun. I'm really pleased with how this came out. My daughter is so precious. She came in and had so many wonderful things to say about this. And I also even took kind of around the painting, if you guys can see, and added in a little bit of some different colors as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and add it to this old thrift store frame to finish off the look. I dropped it somewhere along the way, and so it does have a crack in it I'll have to repair, but I think it just looks perfect. I'm really happy with this. I'm super excited to go ahead and add this into my collection of fall goodies. I think I can really set it out anywhere. And honestly, it did have a hue and a bit of some pinks to it with some whites. So why not? Why not go ahead and be a little bit seasonably inappropriate, get crazy, and have fun painting for the day? I actually did take most of the day to work on this project, but it was so absolutely fun. I'm telling you guys. So for the next DIY, I'm taking this So Fresh and Clean lemon sign. I never ended up using this sign. I took it outside and I went ahead and sprayed it again with that spray paint that I had on hand. It was kind of a hammered brownish gold. And once I had let that dry, I brought it inside, and then I'm using some more brown paint. I'm just using a peanut butter lid to put my paint in. And then I also pulled up online just the picture of an acorn because I want to transform this lemon sign into a large, oversized, very chic and cool acorn. So the top of an acorn, the ones that I found online that looked as similar to my shape, obviously this is a lemon, but we're going to hopefully turn it into an acorn, had kind of like a little top that was a little bit lighter color. So I went with that. And so I'm just adding in a little bit of white mixed with brown to the top of this to kind of give it that acorn topper. I think this would be awesome too to add in some glitter, and I can't wait to get a hold of some kind of fall muted glitter colors to add into this project. Trust me, it's going to happen, you guys. So now I'm just using some green, and I'm adding in a little green leaf to the top. I saw one of these online with a green leaf. Now you could skip this step, but because there was already kind of this leaf shape, I really wanted it to make sense. And now even looking at it as I'm DIYing it, I realize this could also be made into a Christmas ornament. So if you guys are doing Christmas DIYs and you have some lemon decor that you want to turn into Christmas DIYs, you could definitely go that route as well. So I'm just continuing to add in a little bit of a green, even mixing in some browns into this to kind of give it that muted fall shade look that I'm going for. And then I did want to give it some dimension to and around the top, so I'm going in with a little bit of a darker brown and some lighter whites just to kind of give it a little bit of texture up at the top. Then I decided that it was a little bit too stark at the bottom, so I wanted to mix in some of the top color into the brown. And you can see that I kind of started changing my mind and also got some green there at the base. So I wiped a little bit of that off, and then I just went in and I add a little bit of water to my brush to kind of dilute it so it was a little bit of a different color. And then I went around the rim of it with a darker color of that same kind of brownish color, and it almost looks to me to have a little bit of a pink undertone, which of course I completely love. I'm going to take a look at those colors and list them in the description box for you all if you wanted to use some of these same Arteza colors, but they came in an acrylic box set. So it was, I believe it was like 12 colors altogether. It wasn't a bad deal either if you're into a nicer acrylic, but usually I just go for the Walmart brand, so you guys just use whatever suits your fancy. So you can continue to add some detail to this with a little bit of kind of some whitish brown mixed in, which is what I did for the leaves and also the base of my acorn. And then to give it a little bit more dimension at the top, I went in with that darker kind of more brownish gold tone, which I'm absolutely loving. And to be honest, I think it kind of came out pretty cute. I think it looks like an acorn enough. I think it'll pass. I think when it's mixed in with some pumpkins, who would ever know that this used to be a lemon? I do love my lemon decor. Still totally have it out in my kitchen as well. Crushing on lemons will be for a while, but this is a fun one, and since I already had it in my craft stash, might as well use it and repurpose it. That's one of the biggest things I love to share with you guys, is how you can repurpose things from season to season. I think it came out beautiful, mixed in with this really, really, really cute pumpkin decor. For the first Dollar Tree Fall Decor DIY, we're going to create these super adorable buffalo check plaid pumpkins using the buffalo check plaid scarves from Dollar Tree. Now, if you can't find these, Hobby Lobby also has buffalo check plaid fabric, as well as the Dollar Tree. Check their baby section. I found some really cute little fleece blankets. They're more of a gray and white, but they would make great pumpkins as well. So go ahead and put your scarves next to each other and just begin to hot glue along the seam. Be careful not to burn yourself doing this. I went ahead and grabbed a little popsicle stick to go ahead and push them down because you don't want any holes in the edges of your project for your pumpkins. So continue to glue until you get a space big enough to fit about a pizza pan or a cookie sheet. We're going to use that to go ahead and trace out our pumpkin shape. So I'm just using a Sharpie and I'm tracing around my little pizza pan. And don't worry if you get little marks on the outside of your fabric, because you're going to be gathering the fabric and you're not really going to see those marks anyway. So once you have your circle traced out, you can go ahead and begin to cut that with a really nice pair of sharp scissors. Now, I will tell you that the buffalo check plaid scarves from Dollar Tree are rather thin. So if you do want a bit of a hardier pumpkin, you may want to go ahead and go to Hobby Lobby and check for their fabric there. But this worked really great and was super budget friendly. So I'm using a really large needle because I am not a sewing girl, and I'm just taking some larger kind of thread and I'm just looping in and out and in and out with my stitch here. So this is super easy. Just take your needle and push it through and just go over and under and over and under and over and under. Basically what you're doing is just gathering your fabric because you want to create a little pouch. This part does not have to be perfect. You can leave about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch between each loop as you gather over and under. So once you guys get to the end, you can go ahead and just tie a little knot in one end of your string. That way it doesn't pull through from your gathering. And you can leave the needle on the other end or just leave it loose because we're going to go ahead and stuff it. I just used some pillow stuffing out of a pillow that we weren't using. We happen to be kind of pillow hoarders here. I have a little thing for like pillows and blankets. Comment and let me know if you guys do as well. So anyway, go ahead and stuff your pumpkin to your liking. Now, I like to kind of overstuff mine, but be careful, don't overstuff it so much that your little loops break. And then once you have it stuffed, you can go ahead and pop outside and gather up some twigs or a little bit of grapevine. I used some grapevine that I had been using in some of my summer decor, but you can also just use a stick from outside. And then go ahead and kind of make a little spot down in your cotton for your stem to go. You want your stem to probably reach to the bottom of your pumpkin, and then you're just going to gather it closed and then tie it off really well. And I'm a safety girl, and so I did tie it about 2 or 3 times. And you can be done with your pumpkin after this step if you want to, or you can go a little extra and go ahead and thread your needle again with your thick string. And what I like to go ahead and do once I tie that little top off is go ahead and start from the top or the bottom, either way, and you can push your needle through to the end. Be careful not to poke yourself, but if you do this process, that is going to kind of gather your pumpkin in the bottom and make it a little bit more flat. Again, this step is really optional. It's just if you want to go ahead and do this. And it also helps if you can kind of go ahead and take your needle and thread and stitch the top closed just a little bit. I just kind of gather it. Trust me, I am not a sewing person at all. And I'm sure if you guys are sewing people, you'll probably know that by my wonkiness here. But I did just go back and forth a couple times in and out of my pumpkins. You just go through the top, find the needle in the bottom, push it through, and then push it back up through. And that's going to give your pumpkin like a little flat bottom. And then you can go ahead and tie that off. And it's also going to give a little bit more security, you know, in and around that little top piece. And don't worry if a little bit of the fabric got frayed. Of course, the scarf from Dollar Tree is a bit of a cheap fabric, but it comes out so super adorable. You guys, this was about $2 to make. I mean, truly next to nothing, and about the same size as the Hobby Lobby pumpkins, which I have been told completely sell out. I made 3 of them. Look how adorable they are. Oh my goodness, you guys, I am so crushing on these. I was so pleased with how well these came out. So fun. I really encourage you guys to try these. And also, if you don't find the buffalo check plaid fabric, you can use an old sweater, an old shirt, an old flannel, maybe from your husband's closet that he's getting rid of, or even from your kid's closet. Just find some fun fabric that you love and go for it. So for the next Dollar Tree Fall Decor DIY, we have no scrap left behind here. I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of the buffalo check plaid scarf that I had left over from making those little pumpkins, and actually 2 scarves made 3 pumpkins with a pizza size pan. But anyway, I'm just cutting this scarf up just in kind of some random pieces, but long enough for me to tie. So I noticed at Hobby Lobby they had these little rag garlands with the buffalo check plaid fabric and some burlap, and I did have this lace burlap fabric left over from another project. Dollar Tree also sells burlap fabric and also some burlap lace, so grab some of that or just use what you guys have in your stash. You can definitely customize it to suit your colors. And so I'm just cutting the little burlap strips to kind of fit about the same size as the black and white strips. I'm using some Dollar Tree twine, and then I'm just tying it. It didn't go on here super great. I really needed longer strips, but it came out pretty cute. And you guys know me, I love to repurpose and reuse, and no scrap left behind here. I try to use everything that I can in each project so there's no waste. So anyway, just continue to have fun tying, and I just did every other one. So I did a burlap one, and then a scarf strip, and then a burlap strip, and then a scarf strip. And again, you guys, this looks very similar to the one at Hobby Lobby. I think it was between $15 and $20. Theirs was a little bit longer, and I could have made this one longer if I had a little bit more material, but I'm just trying to use up what I have in my stash, and this is perfect for that. This little vignette that I'm sharing with you guys. I'm super pumped for this. I'm definitely going to do some black and white and glam mixed in with some of my shabby chic pastels, but I'm really crushing on the crispness of this black and white. And what I'm wanting to do right now, since I'm not going full-blown fall yet in my home, is do more of a transitional black and white decor. That way it doesn't look overboard fall yet, because honestly, it's still a little early, guys. But hey, I love the fact that I registered my kids for school and I'm getting a fall jumpstart on my fall crafts. So I hope you guys are loving this, and let's get ready for that next Dollar Tree DIY. This is a fun one, an easy one, and I'm going to share with you guys how to repurpose some of your summer decor. So for my summer decor, I had bought a bunch of sunflowers and also a bunch of Gerber daisies. They were a little bright for my decor. I knew I wanted to tone some of them down. Now I will will probably use some traditional colors with the bright sunflowers, but I did want to create some more that were toned down. So I just used my homemade chalk paint. To mix up my chalk paint, I use 1 cup of regular latex paint. It could be flat, semi-gloss, whatever you guys have on hand, just use that. You can also get chalk paint from Walmart as well. But I use 1 cup of latex paint and then half a cup of baking soda. You're going to mix it up really well. It's going to be kind of grainy and chalky, and it's going to dry out really easy if you leave the top off, and even the next day you're going to need to stir it really good. And it's kind of thick and chunky, but you're going to start painting your sunflower or daisy or whatever flower you want to cover. Start from the opposite side and then flip it over and do your main side. And I will tell you guys that these take about 24 hours to really dry because the fabric on the silk flowers just needs some extra time. These are super fun and easy to do though. I do these every season. I've shown you guys a ton of ways to do these, but of course I had to share with you guys a new one, this Gerber daisy. How cute is this? I did a ton of these, and I even transitioned some blue and pink ones into this kind of pale whitish color. Now I'm just using some Elmer's glue, and then I'm going to add some glitter to the center. Now Dollar Tree does have glitter, but I had this beautiful glitter that Arteza Craft Company sent me, and I want to go ahead and use that. I'm going to glam this up, you guys. I want to add some glam to my fall, just a tiny bit, some touches here and there. But look at how beautiful these are. No glitter left behind. I'm just going to shake it off onto the other one, and voila, we have something very fabulous. And I did see some glittered sunflowers at Hobby Lobby, and these were only $1 each, you guys. How awesome is that? I'm loving this. So these were those big Gerber daisies from the Dollar Tree, painted, glittered, and voila, we have some fabulous new fall decor that did not break the bank. Loving that, and also loving how you can repurpose your brightly colored summer flowers to go into some more neutrals with fall. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to repurpose one of our 4th of July stars. I actually went ahead and repurposed several of these because I did leave them out in the weather and they got a little bit unusable for next season. So I'm going to have to pick up some new 4th of July decor for next season, but right now we're going to repurpose and use what we have. I love doing that from season to season. I'm just using that same homemade chalk paint, and you're going to want to do about 3 coats on the front of these glittered signs. So here was a smaller one, and that's what I ended up using for this DIY. But I found at Hobby Lobby they have really beautiful holiday paper, and it's 4 sheets for $1. So if you guys have one close to your store, definitely check that out. Also, Walmart carries some cool scrapbook paper, or you guys can even print this off of your computer, but you're just going to cut out a pretty flower, whatever floats your boat. You don't even have to add a flower to this. They were cute on their own, but I just thought for this little motif, and I thought that this would be cute because it's almost still summery, but then again transitioning to fall. So we're repurposing and reusing our 4th of July decor, and I had originally even wanted to paint some stars white. I just never got around to it, so that's why we start our crafting early, right guys? Raise your hand if you still have projects you didn't finish from last season. Totally feel you right there. So I am just adding a cute little burlap bow to the top of this. This almost reminds me kind of my mom's country living decor. I feel like it's a little bit more updated though with that white backdrop. I also feel like it would be really cute to add this to a garland or a little wreath or a sign. Just so fun and easy and whimsical. You could even go over the entire thing with Mod Podge and make them into coasters. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to repurpose and reuse the very last scrap of fabric that I had left over from our pumpkin projects. So still, again, this is that same scarf. Those Dollar Tree scarves were really long, so think about that. If you guys can grab those find them, go ahead and grab them. But I'm just cutting it into a long strip. And what I want to do is a no-sew pumpkin. So I'm going to take my hot glue gun, and it's just kind of a long rectangular strip of fabric. These are great to do with like a pair of pants, or also you can use an old shirt because you already have that long strip. But you just want to hot glue each side together if they're not already together, and then leave a hole at the top because that's where you're going to put your stuffing for your pumpkin. Okay, so once you have your little piece of fabric already, you can go ahead and add something that's kind of sturdy to the bottom. So I used some green Dollar Tree sand. I recommend using beans if you have like dried beans. They work super great. Coffee beans would even be fun. And then you're going to go ahead and stuff the top. You can also tie this off at the base and then inside it out. But you want it to inside it out to make sure you don't have any seams. And also, again, try to use something that's clear. This Dollar Tree green sand maybe wasn't the best choice. You could almost kind of see a little bit of green through it, but hey, it's fall. It's going to be dropped down into an arrangement, so no worries there. Now I'm just taking a hair tie, and I went ahead and put my little stick from outside down inside of this. Now this is going to be a lot more of a more rustic pumpkin, I feel, but I just took a hair tie and I wrapped it around the top to get the stick to stay. Again, we're doing this no-sew pumpkin. These are great to do too if you just need something quick and easy. And here I am with my big giant flower cutters to kind of pop that stem down. I felt like it was a little bit too long. And now I'm just going in with some of that Dollar Tree twine, and I'm just going to wrap the twine around my hair tie. You even could have used the hair tie and left it as is, but I wanted to give it a little bit more of a finished look, so I'm adding a dab of hot glue to get that twine to stay. And this is the fun part. You guys can get crazy with this. I did some of these last year and I went super glam. And of course, I promise for all of you glam ladies, I am going to do some glam stuff. And I just added a cute little bow. But how cute are these? These are definitely everything that I saw at Hobby Lobby that I loved, kind of inspired with that black and white gingham or buffalo check plaid section. So I wanted to recreate all of those kind of in one grouping, especially since I just did mainly all of these DIYs out of those two scarves and some homemade chalk paint. So definitely look at some of your summer decor and think outside the box. Now I also saw some really cute little baskets at Hobby Lobby. They were super expensive. I'm just going to take a Dollar Tree Easter basket. Again, we're repurposing from some of the last seasons. I had chalk painted this Easter basket white, and I'm just going to tie this buffalo check plaid scarf. And I didn't want to hot glue the entire thing, but you could take the scarf and hot glue it all the way around. I'm probably going to end up popping this off and using it somewhere else possibly. So I just kind of wanted to see how I like this. But I just hot glued a little bit to the inside, and that gives me a basket option if I want. I'm going to move things around and see what I think. But here now you can see I'm just adding that really cute Dollar Tree thankful sign. Can you believe how cute their signs are already? I can't wait to see what else they have in store for us. And then I'm just creating this adorable little vignette with my little pop and buffalo check plaid pumpkins. Is super adorable little sunflower star. And really, you guys, this cost almost next to nothing. Just a couple of scarves or fabric, whatever you guys can find on hand, really. And you have this really adorable little vignette all ready for fall. And really, because of the black and white, I think you can pass this over as a great transitional piece from summer to fall. So I am going to be working on redoing my mantle, and I cannot wait to reveal that to you all. But this is giving me a lot of inspiration for my mantle, so I'm really excited to share with you guys what we're going to do with that. And I hope you guys are inspired with these. I'm really loving mixing in some fun glam for fall, along with a little bit of farmhouse and some chic. Of course, I am going to bring some florals into this to really make it pop and give it some interest and texture. But you guys, I am so over the moon excited for this. I love how these came out, especially those little pumpkins. Like, I just kept showing them to Mr. Romantic, and my daughter thought they were amazing. I can't wait to show my son when he gets home. So anyway, comment and let me know, as always, which one was your favorite of these DIYs and which one are you guys going to be recreating? I'd love to see it. Tag me on Instagram or Facebook.
Hey guys.
So for this Dollar Tree floral DIY, I chose a bunch of different beautiful fall Dollar Tree florals. I chose sunflowers, pomegranates, some wheat, some feathers, some daisies, some little Dollar Tree fall colored hydrangeas, but this is definitely customizable. You guys choose the ones that you love that are going to go with your home decor. Now, a little tip with the Dollar Tree florals, they have these little sticky tags on them. If you pop the top of your flower off, you could just pull that tag right off and then pop your flower right back on. They can be a little pesky, but that is a little tip for you. Also, I like to go through when I start my florals and I cut off a couple of stems, but then I also leave the longer floral from the original flower. That way I have a couple of longer stems and a couple of shorter stems, and it does help to go ahead and pre-cut everything. That way you have it all ready to roll when you begin your arranging. And I, again, love these fall florals. They're so beautiful and the colors are so vibrant. I'm really excited to share with you guys some traditional fall this year. I did a lot of pastel fall last year, so this is going to be a really fun season. And don't worry, for all my shabby chic lovers, I am going to be doing some pastel fall as well. So I did put a generous helping of hot glue in the bottom of this floral with a big styrofoam piece. Now, this beautiful rose gold copper bucket is also from Dollar Tree, and so are these foam blocks. I'm just reusing them from the spring and summer decor, and so I ended up using 2 pieces of foam block, and I did cut them just to kind of fit down there a little bit easier. So now that I have my foam blocks all ready, I'm going to start out with just a longer stem of the vibrant oranges, kind of this burnt orange sunflower, and I did leave 3 of them on the stem and then cut a couple off. And then here's some of that Dollar Tree ribbon. I also am using a completely blank stem that I'm poking in, and that's what I'm going to use to tie my ribbon onto. Now, this buffalo check plaid ribbon I am completely crushing on. I did splurge and grab it from Hobby Lobby. It's 30 feet an entire roll, and I'm just creating this Olivia bow. So you're going to take your ribbon and just loop it over about 6 times. So there's 3 loops on each side. This is nothing fancy at all. You just loop it over on itself until you get the desired amount of layers on there. And again, there's that value ribbon. It was $9.99, and then use that 40% off coupon and you get a pretty good deal for a lot of ribbon. So then I'm going to pinch my bow in the center, and then I'm just going to slightly notch each side where I pinched it in the center. Now, be very careful on this part. You don't want to cut too far into your ribbon. I always tell you guys that because you don't want your bow to fall apart, but this will give you the ability to fluff those loops out really well. Now I'm just using a chenille stem or pipe cleaner. You can also use floral wire to tie in the center, and I'm going to use that chenille piece to tie the bow onto the actual floral. So I'm adding this bow early because this is a larger ribbon and I want to be able to work my floral around it. So now I'm just fluffing my bow, and that is the most fun and the best part of doing a bow is the fluffing. Continue to fluff it until you get it exactly how you want it. Now you can see I'm just tying it on to that stem. So you can see I'm pulling that chenille stem forward. That way I have the ability to loop more ribbon onto this bow. So I'm taking some of that Dollar Tree burlap with black polka dot ribbon, and I'm just going to go ahead and tie that onto the front part of this bow. I do want to add some layers and dimension to this bow. I want it to be very whimsical and really fun and oh so fall friendly. I love this Dollar Tree ribbon. It's a great size, and you can just twist it and it kind of holds this really cute little curly queue. Now I'm using some of that Dollar Tree orange. It's kind of like a burlap ribbon, and I'm just tying another layer onto that. And then you'll want to go ahead and dovetail your ends. So you just cut a little triangle up towards your ribbon, and then you have a nice little bow here. I think this is absolutely gorgeous, something that you would see in a very high-end boutique or a florist shop, and we did this for next to nothing. So I did go ahead and pop in a sunflower or two. I did end up taking the sunflowers out, but as I was editing this, I thought, wow, they ended up really looking pretty. So go for some sunflowers. They're fun, especially if you have some of that yellow decor. Now I'm taking some of those Dollar Tree feathers, and I just fanned them apart, and I'm going to add them to the back. It's really great at the beginning of a floral to go ahead and add the taller florals to the centerpiece. I thought about adding one of those Gerber daisies, but I think I'm going to save those for my mantle floral. So the next thing I wanted to add in was some of these really beautiful autumn hydrangeas. I love these because they have kind of a mesh little floral loop in mixed in with their blooms. So I think this is looking fabulous already, and if you're a minimalist, you may want to stop there, but you guys know me, I had to go super extra. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to create some mini pumpkins. I went ahead and took one of those Dollar Tree buffalo check plaid scarves and just glued it together. You could also use this scarf to make a bow if you don't have a Hobby Lobby or you don't have access to that ribbon. Now I'm taking one of those Dollar Tree lemon plates, and this is the smaller one. I'm just going to trace around the lemon plate because I want to make a smaller pumpkin, and I've shared with you guys 2 different tutorials on how to make these Dollar Tree pumpkins, but this is a mini one, so I thought I would just go ahead and throw it in there for you guys. It was very similar to the other pumpkin tutorials I've shared with you guys. It's just on a much smaller scale. So also that Dollar Tree lemon plate was one of the smaller salad plates. It wasn't the large one, but the large one would work too, except for this arrangement was small. Anyway, you're going to take some string or thread or whatever you have on hand, and you're going to just loop your string in and out and in and out. And I'm using a very large needle because the string is rather thick, and it's just so much easier for me to use. So you're just going to loop it in and out, and basically you're just going to create a pouch. And I will link my full fall playlist down below with all those pumpkin tutorials if you guys need to see those a little bit more close or in depth. But then once you create your pouch, you're going to go ahead and take some pillow stuffing or whatever kind of fill you have. You could even use a plastic bag or just whatever you have on hand to go ahead and fill your mini pumpkin with, and then you're going to tighten it up, and you can go ahead and kind of maneuver it around. Don't forget to add that cute little stem as well. This is just a stick from my yard. Once you have your stick added, you can go ahead and tie your little pumpkin off, and you can even add an extra stitch through your pumpkin or some raffia to the top. Now I'm taking a shish kebab stick and I'm poking it through this pumpkin, and that's what's going to make it stand up in this floral arrangement. So I'm just popping it down into the floral arrangement, and I strategically placed it in front of that orange ribbon so it wouldn't mix in with the other buffalo check plaid ribbon quite as much. I wanted it to stand out and you'll be able to see it. And now I'm just adding in some of that Dollar Tree wheat, and I'm beginning to balance the floral with different heights. So now I'm using some of the shorter stems that I cut off that you all saw in the beginning of the video to balance some of that out. And then I'll also go back into the top and just vary the different colors, so you can even look at your floral and kind of look like every other one. And then I wanted to add some dimension with those really pretty pomegranates. I was really excited to find these at Dollar Tree. I'm not sure that we had these last year, but I think they look really, really pretty. And again, remember, you guys, use whatever colors you love, and even check your fall stash for what you might have left over from last year. Now I'm taking a shish kebab stick and I'm wrapping some wired ribbon around it. So this is the wired Dollar Tree burlap ribbon and also some of that buffalo check plaid ribbon. Now the Hobby Lobby ribbon wasn't super wired, but it was stiff enough to kind of hold a little bit of a curl. So what I'm doing is kind of creating a curl on a stick. I'm going to use this to pop down into my arrangement to kind of give my arrangement some dimension. This is a fun little trick that you can use. And so then you just push the shish kebab stick down in it, and you can even hot glue any ribbon that doesn't have wire to it to the top of that stick, and that will have it kind of popping out of your floral arrangement. A little tip and trick I have not shared with you guys yet, but I thought you guys might like that one. Again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just popping some of that Dollar Tree wired ribbon onto the shish kebab stick. I'm using it to give it that curl. Then I'm going to pop the wired ribbon off because it will hold that shape better. And then I'm just going to go ahead and loop the little Hobby Lobby ribbon around. And I think it just really creates some really wonderful dimension, and it gives your eyes something to dance over, which is a really fun thing, especially if you're doing a whimsical fall floral. Now I'm just adding in some of those little fall berries. I really love these just for a pop of color and dimension. Again, I think you can add any types of color combos that you would love. I added one more pumpkin to the top of this arrangement, and I decided just to hot glue this guy because I had that extra stem that I had popped in that I tied all my ribbons onto. So I thought that came out oh so perfect. Now Dollar Tree is also carrying this, it's called a glittered mesh ribbon, but it's a smaller width. I think it's great for detail work though. This I love to use to finish up my projects to give it that extra pop, sparkle, and shine. You guys know me, I love to go a little bit extra and over the top, as you can tell. And again, anywhere along the way that you would like to minimalize this arrangement, you could definitely do that. But you guys, I love to go full big, go big or go home for my arrangements. It's just my style. I know everybody has their own really wonderful, unique style, and that's great. And so then I'm also adding some of that sparkling mesh ribbon up there at the top as well. I wanted it to remain really traditional, but I really love how that extra pop of sparkle just gave it that perfect touch that it needed. Now to set up this vignette, I am going to add the floral to this beautiful white mirrored tray. You guys ask me about this tray all the time, and I got it at a garage sale. I really need to figure out how to recreate it for you guys. I love this Dollar Tree. Bless the family beside us and the love between us. I love that. And then I'm adding in some of those Dollar Tree DIY pumpkins that we did. This was the buffalo check plaid scarf, and then there's that buffalo check plaid baby blanket. That was on our last Dollar Tree DIY session. I had 6 DIYs in that one for you guys with those baby blankets, and so many of you guys have been commenting and letting me know that you're finding those baby blankets. And I also wanted to let you guys know, if you can't find the buffalo check plaid scarves, Walmart also has buffalo check plaid fabric. Hobby Lobby has it, and you can use your 40% off discount for the fabric. I hope that helps you guys, because I know not all Dollar Trees are the same. You guys get stuff that I don't get, and vice versa. So, and then there are those cute little Dollar Tree, I think they're kind of like a ceramic pumpkin, and I just think they come out beautiful mixed in with this really sweet arrangement. This is a vignette that I'm going to definitely be doing, I believe, in my entryway table or on one of my side tables next to where I sit and work. I just think it came out so beautiful. I love these vibrant colors. They're so beautiful. I think it would even be really pretty to add some glitter to maybe the pumpkins a little bit if you like to go more glam. But for me, this just looks so beautiful up against all of the white backdrop in my home. And with those little shutters in the background, I'm definitely going to have to recreate this at my entryway. But I am just loving this arrangement. I can't even tell you guys, it is definitely making my heart smile. Comment and let me know, what colors are you guys going to be using for fall? I'm really interested to see. I've been seeing a ton of traditional colors out, so I'm going to take you guys on some more shopping trips too. I really want to go to the at-home store and to Michael's. I think that would be fun to see what they're putting out. And then there's that painting that we painted a couple DIYs back. Again, I'm going to link those fall playlist down below. That way you guys can catch up on anything or just get inspired, relax, look forward to the fun upcoming fall season. If you guys love to craft, it's never too early. And then here is that delicious pumpkin bread. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm such a butter fanatic. Absolutely loving this.
So thank you. Crafting.
So for the first Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to create some really beautiful, fabulous glittering pumpkins. I'm just taking some of these Dollar Tree pumpkins and I'm adding some Elmer's glue to the top. And then I'm going in with this craft glitter. I found this on Arteza Crafts, and you guys can find chunky glitter pretty much at any craft store, but I love how these look. They look so high-end and fabulous with this extra glitter added. Just a little bit of glitter can really add some zing to some of your fall decor. I love the silver because it really added that pop without going too over the top. So comment and let me know what you guys think about this. Also, Dollar Tree has some really beautiful fall glitter. Just check that out in their crafts section. So for the next Dollar Tree round of DIYs, I'm going to be chalk painting some signs. So to make my homemade chalk paint, I use 1 cup of regular paint and half a cup of baking soda, and I mix really well. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, we are going to take a coffee cup. This is just an old coffee cup that I had, and I'm going to chalk paint it white. What I want to create is a Starbucks pumpkin latte, fabulous faux drink. So I'm adding some hot glue to the top of my coffee cup, and then one of those Dollar Tree ribbon rolls. I was done with the ribbon, but I wanted to repurpose and reuse the rolls. And then I'm just taking some of that Dollar Tree spackling, and I'm just going to add the spackling to the top. Now you can get the Dollar Tree spackling, or you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get the DAP brand spackling. Make sure you get the featherweight spackling. I just put it in this ice piping bag. We only use this for our fun fake food crafts. And then I'm adding a big generous dollop to the top, and it is looking oh so fabulous. I was so excited to try this. This would also be super easy to try with a Starbucks cup as well, but I didn't have one on hand, so I wanted to use what I had. And now I'm just adding a little bit of nutmeg to make it more realistic, and if you add that on while your spackling is wet, it holds just fine. And then I went to my computer and I printed off a Starbucks logo, and I just used my Elmer glue, and I just went ahead and glued that to the front of my little cup. I also added one of those Dollar Tree paper straws to the top just to give it that kind of fun, whimsical appearance. I think this is so fun. I'm going to set it by my coffee bar and just dream of having a fresh Starbucks every day, but I really do love their pumpkin spice latte. I think it's going in perfectly with this fall vignette. So comment and let me know, what is your favorite fall drink, coffee, tea? What do you guys love to get from Starbucks? I would love to know. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take one of those Dollar Tree 8x10 frames, and I just want to go ahead and chalk paint the outer edge of the frame. Now I did give this frame about 2 coats, and I let it dry about an hour in between coats. And then I also took some ebony Minwax stain, and you can also use the shoe polish from Dollar Tree, but this is what I already had on hand. I'm just using an old towel, and be sure to put gloves on when you're working with stain, but I just rubbed some stain over it to give it a more vintage appeal. And then I'm taking some of that buffalo check plaid paper that I found at Hobby Lobby. It was 4 for $1. I was so excited to find this, and I'm just going to cut out an 8 by 10 square. I used the backing from the Dollar Tree frame to trace out the perfect size for this picture. So I want to put this in my kitchen, and I want to do a pumpkin pie recipe. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I do not make pumpkin pie from scratch, but I thought it would be so fun to have a recipe posted, and maybe it will inspire me to try making it from scratch. Comment and let me know, do you guys make your pumpkin pie from scratch or do you use the can? So anyway, I also googled pumpkin pie clip art, and I found this free royalty free clip art that I could use. And so you're just going to Google pumpkin pie clip art, and that should pull up your pumpkin pie recipe. Print it out, and then I just taped mine in, and look at how adorable this is. This is going to be perfect for fall. I really love this black and white pops of color for my kitchen, and I think this is just going to be oh so adorable. I love the pumpkin pie theme for fall, definitely inspiring and oh so fun, and I cannot wait to share with you guys how to make these faux pumpkin pie treats inspired by my friend Val from Auntie Cuckoo, who is also doing a fall DIY series on her channel this week, and I will link that down below. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to repurpose and reuse one of my Dollar Tree summer signs. My idea was to go ahead and just chalk paint this sign on both sides, and it was a little pesky trying to get the original Dollar Tree lettering off. If I worked a little bit harder on it, I probably could, but I decided just to flip it over and make this side the back. And I'm really bad about not painting the back of my signs, but for this one, just in case I set it in my entryway, I wanted to have both sides chalk painted. And then I'm going to find the center point of this sign and just draw a straight line that's also leveled down through the center. Now, my idea for this sign is to kind of make it appear as if it is kind of like a farmhouse chic sign. So I'm taking some popsicle sticks, and I'm just going to hot glue the popsicle sticks down this sign. I just went one by one, and it really did help to have that center line drawn. And you can see my daughter is helping me. I absolutely adore it when she helps me with crafting. You guys, it is so fun. It just makes my life even much more wonderful and crafting 10 times more fun. I'm definitely going to miss her, though. She's gone at summer camp for the next couple of days, so she was helping me DIY it up for this day, and we had a blast. We laughed so hard and have so much fun. So anyway, we're just going down this entire sign with popsicle sticks, and I kind of realized later I probably didn't really need to paint the center of this, but I wanted to make sure it was painted in case it popped through any of the popsicle sticks. So we used a bunch of popsicle sticks. We went all the way down, and then I did go ahead and glue some on either side just to kind of frame this sign out. So my inspiration was kind of a mix of things that I have seen at Hobby Lobby with the little red truck, except for they had kind of an aqua truck on some plates. So I wanted to recreate a sign kind of like that. And I wanted to do it in my colors, of course, with whites. So I went ahead and chalk painted this entire thing with my white homemade chalk paint. And then I want to share with you guys, so I went to the internet and I googled little red truck clip art, and I found this really cool truck and I printed it out. And what I want to do is make it my own, and just go ahead, and I have this Key West apple barrel craft paint that I found at Walmart. So I just want to start, and I want to paint the truck base this color. Again, they had a truck this color at Hobby Lobby on some plates, and I really fell in love with this color. I just thought it would be perfect with my shabby chic kitchen. So I'm just using that Key West paint, and I'm going to paint the entire truck. Now that I have my little aqua blue truck painted, I'm going to go in with some golds and browns and oranges to paint the pumpkins on this. So I just painted the pumpkins orange and these fall leaves. And then the pumpkins were sitting on some hay. So I went in kind of with that gold color and then used my white chalk paint for accents. And this is really a fun thing to do. So I printed this out on just regular copy paper, but if you used a more heavy duty paper, you could frame this or just have fun with it however you like. But for me, this was good. I'm gonna cut it out and glue it to my little sign that I created, but I'm having so much fun with this. I love this to go ahead and print this out too, because then I have a really good guideline to kind of follow along. And also, if you paint this, just go for it. This is fall. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just use your whites to kind of highlight some of the brighter parts and then your darker brown to highlight the darker spots. So for this, I'm just using, a pumpkin colored orange, my white chalk paint, and the really pretty fall brown, and then just a gold. So several different fall colors. And if you guys go to Walmart, Apple Barrel has so many different colors of craft paints for you guys to choose from. Just get creative and make this suit your style. If you love pinks, you can make the truck pink, you can make it red, aqua, whatever color fits your decor. Just have fun with this, you guys. So once I had my truck painted, I realized that I really wanted to go in and make this sign look a little bit older and kind of more distressed. So I've got the ebony Minwax stain and my little washcloth, and I'm just going to go ahead and lightly stain. I just am putting a tiny bit of stain on this, not very much at all, because that homemade chalk paint absorbs it pretty well. But I just kind of rubbed it down with some stain, and now I'm using some glue, and I'm just going to glue my little picture to the front of my board. Again, I'm just creating kind of a fun, whimsical sign, and then I'm going to take some of those Dollar Tree letters and I want to spell out fall, except for I didn't have all the right letters because I've been using a lot of these for summer, but I wanted to make this craft happen. I wanted to make this sign happen. So I'm kind of improvising, and I flipped a V upside down, and then I'm using some eyes for my L's. And also I want to let you guys know I did add a touch of hot glue to the backs of these letters because that stain kind of made my sign a little bit waxy. So here it is, and when I was creating this sign and I was recording it, I didn't get a square on view of it because I was kind of doing it upside down. So my fall letters do look like as if they're falling, but hey, 'tis the season, right guys? And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. These are fall crafts. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys a faux pumpkin slice of cake, and I was definitely inspired by my friend Val over at Auntie Cuckoo. You guys are gonna have to go check her out. She's also doing a fall series for this week. It's just a fall in July on her channel, and anyway, she made this really cool pumpkin pie, and so I had to go ahead and get inspired and make some slices of pumpkin pie to go along with this vignette. So shout out to Val, thank you for the inspiration, totally crushing on just the idea of some pumpkin pie. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking a piece of Dollar Tree foam that I cut in the shape of pumpkin pie, and then some of that spackling that we used on the little pumpkin spice latte, and I mixed in some colors to make it a pumpkin spice color. And now I'm just using some of those Dollar Tree craft tools, and my daughter's also helping me make one. This was so fun. This is probably one of our most favorite things, is to make fake cakes together. I think we need to get into learning how to make real cakes too. She really loves some of those cake shows. They have so many cake shows on Netflix. We love watching them. They're so fun. If you guys need some binge-worthy fun shows to watch, the cake shows are it. We love cupcake shows, cake shows. Anyway, so just take your craft tool and really smooth out your pumpkin pie slice. My daughter was going to town with me, and then she accidentally got a little bit of the spackling on her scrunchie, and she was going to be leaving for camp today, so she had to take a break from her pumpkin pie slice and go get that scrunchie cleaned up, girl. So anyway, I'm going to continue to smooth out my spackling. This was super fun. There you can see her scrunchie. She got some brown spackling that had paint on it, but we were able to get it washed out. Anyway, and then I'm just going to take a little bit of the white spackling. I wanted to use some of what I had in that piping bag left over from the pumpkin spice latte. So I just kind of gave it a little bit of a crust, and you guys could go in with kind of a crust color if you wanted to make it look more like crust, but I was good with this. I was totally fine with this. And then I just added a little dollop of whipped cream to the center of my fabulous pumpkin pie. And voila, here we go. You guys, this is so fun and so sweet and just is giving me so many fall vibes. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to make over this little Dollar Tree Hello Fall sign. So I was able just to pull the front side of that sign off. It did have a lot of glitter, but glitter never bothers me. I'm just going to paint right over it with my homemade chalk paint, which was fine. It worked out completely fine. I did give this sign 2 coats of paint on the front and on the back. Again, in case I set it inside of a vignette that has a mirror, I don't want it to show through on the back. So now I'm just going to add this pumpkin spice latte printout that I found online. Just Google pumpkin spice latte clip art and you'll be good to go. I thought this was super adorable and would look great next to my little fake pumpkin spice latte Starbucks drink that I created. I want to do a really fun kind of little coffee bar this season. And then I also found some Starbucks clip art and it fit perfectly inside of this. So I just cut it out and added it to the center of this. I thought that was so cute and oh so adorable. Now I want to take some twine and jazz up the top of my little pumpkin. So I just added some hot glue to the back of this and then I'm winding some twine around this. This was super easy to do. I just continued to wind it and then hot glue it as I went until I got to the top, and I will say that was a little bit more tricky. Be careful, I did kind of burn the tips of my fingers just a tiny bit going for the top of this. Comment and let me know if you guys have any better ideas for how to cover the top of a pumpkin with twine without burning yourself. Anyway, it wasn't the end of the world. I have pretty tough fingers, you guys can imagine. So I had some of that paint left over from some of my painting projects with the other sign, and so I just want to go in and again jazz up this sign, give it that little something something. You guys know I love to go totally extra. So I'm just using kind of some browns and some golds, and I just want to kind of create a little pretty border here for the sign. So I'm using my brush and I'm just painting over this. You guys get creative, have fun with this. You could definitely print this out on some colored paper. I don't have a color printer right now or colored paper per se either, so I'm just using some paint to to jazz it up. And then I did go around my pumpkin spice lettering because I kind of painted over some of them, but I did go around it with a Sharpie. And then I also went in with a finer brush and added in some detail work with the little pumpkin and the cinnamon stick. So now I'm just using the entire part of that Dollar Tree sign. I went ahead and added that little pumpkin back on, and then also added the little raffia bow, and voila, I think this is so adorable. I think this is something you would see in more of a high-end boutique store. You know, it's very handmade, of course, but I think fall is fun because you can get away with more handmade looking crafts, in my opinion. And I think it's just super adorable, very trendy, and it looks perfectly with my little drink. I think it's going to go great in a coffee bar vignette, and I'm just loving this. So definitely comment and let me know. I love to hear which craft is your favorite, which craft you guys love and you're going to have to recreate. So let me know which is your favorite and which you would love to recreate. I'm loving these sparkling pumpkins. I just think I love everything about this. And also, if you see those fabric pumpkins, I shared with you guys how to create those a couple of DIYs back, and so I'll link that playlist down below as well. So I want to start out with this DIY Dollar Tree Decorate with me by mixing up some homemade chalk paint. I'm going to use 1 cup of regular latex paint to half a cup of baking soda. You're going to mix this really well, and it's going to make kind of a chalky consistency. But I love doing this at the beginning of every season to change the color of some of my florals. Number one, I love the change. So you're just going to take a paintbrush, and I start with the back of my flower, and then I move to the front. Now, I used a lot of bold yellows this summer, and I'm also going to be using some yellows and golden undertones during the fall, but I love to change the color and repurpose and reuse some of the florals that I already have. This is a great money saver hack for you guys if you want to change in your home decor, but you don't maybe have the money to go out and buy a lot of new silk flowers because they are expensive. And I love these too because it kind of gives them almost like a paper stiffness, which I love. Now here's the Dollar Tree Gerber Daisy that I chalk painted, and I'm going to share with you guys another little fun hack to give your little flowers some glam. I use a bit of Elmer's glue in the center, and then I'm going to go ahead and use some chunky gold glitter to glam them up. I got this glitter from Arteza Crafts. It's really wonderful, but you can also find chunky glitter at any of the craft stores. So now to get started on this DIY floral, we're going to use one of those Dollar Tree metal tins. I stuck a couple pieces of styrofoam down in it, and since this is a transitional floral, I'm using some Dollar Tree greenery. I'm also using some of that Dollar Tree wheat, so I went in the back of the floral arrangement and used the greenery, and then I'm coming in also with some of those Dollar Tree feathers. You're just going to continue to add the taller points of your floral to get started with. Again, this is a transitional floral, that's why I'm using the greenery, but I also want to begin to mix some of those fall colors in. And I love this sunflower. I love the neutral aspect of it, but the little bit of glam glitter is perfect. It's also tying in some of the wheat and feathers. So I'm going to continue to add another sunflower or two, and then I want to go in and make an Olivia bow. And a lot of you have asked me to do a fall Olivia bow. So I'm going in with this buffalo check plaid ribbon. Now I did find this at Hobby Lobby. You're just going to take your ribbon and you're going to loop it over on itself. And I do that 6 times or until I get 3 loops. I hope that makes sense, but you can even count your loops here just to see, and you guys can only do 2 loops on each side of the bow, just depending on how big you want your bow. So once you get your 3 loops on either side of your ribbon, you're going to go ahead and find the center of your ribbon, cut off that tail so you can begin to work with your ribbon. But once you find the center, you can cut little tiny notches in the ribbon, and that's going to make it easy for you to fluff your bow. Now tiny, tiny notches here because if you cut too big of a notch, it will make your ribbon fall apart. I'm just using a pipe cleaner to tie off the center, and I'm also going to go in with some of that Dollar Tree wired ribbon. Now, this ribbon was in the holiday section at Hobby Lobby. It was $9.99, and then I used my 40% off discount, so it wasn't a bad deal because it was 30 yards of ribbon. So I've really gotten a lot of use out of this. I'm going to be able to still play around with this ribbon. So anyway, if you guys want to splurge on some ribbon, I love this. Again, it's not wired. The Hobby Lobby one wasn't, but it is fairly stiff. So now I'm taking one of those Dollar Tree ribbons. I'm going to make a smaller Olivia bow with just 2 loops. And this is the Dollar Tree burlap ribbon with a little bit of lace in it. I love this ribbon. I've been crushing on this ribbon and using it for a really long time now. I'm just going to do the same process where I find the center of the bow, give it a couple little notches, and then tie it into the base bow. For the base bow, I also used the larger Hobby Lobby ribbon because it is a thicker ribbon, and I did make the second layer a little bit thinner. So I didn't make it quite as big because I want to be able to see the Hobby Lobby ribbon back behind it. And this is where you can have fun with it. The key to a great bow is continual fluffing. And so now I'm just going to kind of make a little loopy bow here with some of this polka dot ribbon. I did a smaller Olivia bow. I just did 2 loops there. I'm cutting it off, and then again I'm going to find the center and cut a little notch in either side, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach it to this pipe cleaner. This is the 3rd layer of my Olivia bow. I'm making several layers with this bow. I really wanted it to have a lot of contrast here. Now I love how it's turning out so far, but I did decide to go ahead and make one little smaller Olivia bow to put in the center because I really want this buffalo check plaid ribbon to be the star of the show. And this bow did get rather full. You could probably get away with using less loops if you wanted to, just to stretch your ribbon out a little bit further. I did notice in my floral arrangement a little bit of the bow kind of got lost, but you guys know me, I go bigger but go home with my bows. So just a little tip though if you didn't want to go quite as big. So now I'm just attaching this onto that piece of wheat back there. You guys could also attach this to a kebab, a shish kebab stick, or just whatever you want to attach and then stick down into your floral. I'm going to give it a bit of fluffing and then continue on my way, but I think it's looking absolutely fabulous so far. I love these big, full, fluffy bows. I think it just makes this quite a bit more high-end. Again, you could leave the bow off if you don't care for bows, but you guys know me, I love to go super extra and just get the bow going. So here's kind of a little bit of a detailed close-up of that bow. So now I'm going to add in some more of those chalk painted Gerber daisies, and then I'm also coming in back behind with a little bit of white greenery or white florals. Again, this is what I had left over from some of my spring decor. I did pop in some of these hanging pieces of greenery. I did find those at Michael's several years ago. They were a great investment because it really gives dimension to my florals. And then I have a little thrift store, a bit of greenery that I'm using. And as you guys can see on either side of this arrangement, I'm going really far out and I'm making the florals look like they're fanning out quite a bit. Now here's a little tip for you guys. I use this little arm weight to put in the bottom of my floral back behind where I'm not going to be putting any florals. Because my mantle is so narrow, I don't have the ability to use a really wide basket. So that's a little tip if you're working with a floral that's only going to be facing one direction and you need it not to flop off of a shelf. That's just a little tip I have for you guys. So I'm continuing to go ahead and add some of those Dollar Tree feathers. Grab those if you can. I love these. They come with several feathers on them. I used them last season and I think they look very high end. Now here's another little tip. If your bow is too small and you need the loops to come out, you can go into the base of the bow and just cut the ribbon on one side and then be able to kind of fan your bow out a little bit. Now I went in with some of those Dollar Tree pomegranates, some Dollar Tree kind of burnt orange hydrangeas. I'm really loving some of these options. I just want to add a tiny bit of these deep oranges because I'm not ready to go full-blown fall yet. And I did add in some of those beautiful Dollar Tree sunflowers. Now sunflowers are out in full force right now in the craft stores. Michael's is is showing a ton of sunflower decor. I know they were popular even this summer. Yellow is a super hot color for the summer and transitioning it into fall. So I did want to add some pops of yellow to this. And you can also see I even added in some tiny pops of purple. Again, this is a transitional floral, so I'm using a heavier amount of greenery and less leaves because when I go in for this floral for August, September, I'll probably take out some of the greenery and add in some of those beautiful leaf colors. Now to style this mantle, I could use some of those DIY Dollar Tree pumpkins that we made a couple of DIYs back. I did decide to make my floral a little bit larger, so I'm going in with one of those Dollar Tree buckets that were from Spring Decor. I know a lot of people still have them at their stores. I had chalk painted mine white, but I want this floral to extend out further across my mantle, so I'm using some more of those Dollar Tree ferns, and then I added in a little bit of sunflowers, and then I made a smaller Olivia bow to put on this side. Now you guys know me, I really love this floral to look expansive and fabulous as if it was, you know, a transitional floral. Even it could be like a wedding decor idea. So I want it to kind of serve two purposes for you guys, to give you guys an idea of a smaller floral, and then if you needed to expand out into a larger centerpiece, or even if you were decorating for a wedding or any kind of really big special event. I hope this gives you guys some ideas, because both the bases of these florals are painted white. It looks like they're almost just one piece. Now Dollar Tree also had some greenery, and I'm using two of their greenery garlands. I have little hooks in my faux mantle here for my Christmas garland. I don't want to take them out because this mantle is actually a little bit delicate and I don't want the little holes to show, so I'm going to cover it with a bit of this greenery. Again, it's going to tie in this floral and just really make it looks like it's this blooming harvest floral. Just these small touches of the oranges and the yellows I think are a great way to transition if you guys are going to do a floral, and then all you'd have to do to make it more fall is pop in those leaves, maybe take out a couple of the white daisies and pop in some deeper, darker burgundies, oranges, yellows. If you're a pink girl, you could use some pink undertones. If you love blues, this would be great with blues. Whatever floats your boat, you guys can change this out to suit your decor style. So I hope you're loving just these ideas for the base of a floral and how to go about transitioning some of your late summer decor into fall. And all of these florals are from the Dollar Tree, minus the couple of ones, the pieces of greenery that I picked up at a thrift store, and those longer pieces that were kind of hanging down. So I'm sharing with you guys just a little bit of a close-up here to see how these colors are mixing together. I was not for sure how I wanted to do a transitional floral, so I'm really, really excited about these. Again, change these out to suit your colors, whatever you love. Here's another little DIY hack for you. You can use a shish kebab stick to add in some fruits. So I do have quite a bit of apples somewhere. Again, I haven't gotten them down, so I'm just using this pear because it was out. I can't wait to get my fall decor down. It is in the attic, and I'm going to just beg Mr. Romantic to hopefully get it down for me this weekend. But so I just wanted to add in that little piece of fruit. Again, you think about late summer being kind of that harvest time, and even Dollar Tree is carrying grapes. I believe this grape was from maybe the thrift store or a flea market, but they do have some really beautiful grapes. Grapes are another wonderful thing to add in to your florals to give them some dimension and something for your eye to kind of dance over. I'm also loving these Dollar Tree ferns. I think they're very high end for what you get from Dollar Tree, and there were a lot of them on the bundle, so I was really excited about that. And another little detail that I added were some of those Dollar Tree green berries. Those are great. They can go from spring to fall to summer, and even into winter. So if you're trying to think of florals to buy from Dollar Tree, those berries are really great. I've picked up the white berries before. I love the green berries. So keep your eye out on that. I know a lot of you all have commented that the way I do these florals helps you guys kind of decipher what to grab from Dollar Tree, because I feel like Dollar Tree is really hitting it out of the park with their floral options, and their quality is definitely improving quite a bit. And I've also had you guys comment and let me know that Walmart has some great flowers, very affordable, and I completely agree. I need to get in there and take a look at their florals. You guys comment and let me know if you have any other spots that are budget friendly that you love to pick up florals at. And then I'm going to share with you guys a couple of ways that you can style some of your transitional fall decor. So Dollar Tree is carrying these really adorable little signs. Pick those up when you guys see them at your Dollar Tree, because I'm seeing them at Hobby Lobby, Kirkland's, so many other places for so much more. So here was one of those DIYs we created in my last I Love Fall series, these faux Starbucks drinks and these faux pumpkin pie slices. I am just so crushing on these, and you guys are too, because they're little faux treats that we can set out like at our coffee bar to make fun little vignettes. I'm also loving this Dollar Tree thankful sign. So cute with the buffalo check plaid. Now here are some of those buffalo check plaid pumpkins that we made out of Dollar Tree scarves. I did DIYs on everything that you're seeing here. They're going to be in my I Love Fall playlist. It's going to be linked down below. We also did pumpkins out of those cute little Dollar Tree baby blanket fleece blankets in the gray and white check. And I also have some more DIYs coming up with those. You guys, I'm really excited to share with you guys, so definitely stay tuned for that. Now, I love this hot cocoa and cream candle from Bath and Body Works. I need to get over to Bath and Body Works because I know they're probably putting out more fall candles, and I'm just so excited to bring you guys some of my favorites for fall. I really love candles. I actually didn't burn very many candles this summer. I don't really know why. It just seems like fall and Christmas are like my big time candle times. I don't know if it's because maybe we're inside more. Comment and let me know, what is your favorite fall candle so I know what to look for, what to share with you guys. I loved the pumpkin cupcake candle from Bath and Body Works last year, and there were several others that I loved as well. Now here's a larger shot of my living room just to share with you guys some little decorating ideas. We did DIY the cute little pumpkin painting. I shared with you guys how to do that, and also that buffalo check plaid pillow. I'm seeing a lot of people hauling the buffalo check plaid. I know Hobby Lobby said it sells out, so this is definitely going to be a hot pattern. It seems like a really great fun fall pattern. Now also here's a cute little fun and easy DIY. This is just a little statue that I found at an auction, and I'm putting in some of those Dollar Tree pumpkins. Again, check out your Dollar Tree for pumpkins, you guys, because they're so inexpensive, and I notice other stores are carrying very similar pumpkins for quite a bit more, and you can make some really fun little vignettes just by piling them in a bowl, inside of a basket, a statue, just whatever you guys have in your home decor. It's such a fun and easy way to add some fun fall vibes, and I even think it would be fun. I'm probably going to go back in with some raffia and maybe some hay bales and some other little fun things once again it gets closer to fall, and I'm really going to go more full out fall. I'm just kind of adding in some touches though right now at this point, and there's a lot of things I can do with this mantle. I could put candlesticks on either side. I could add in some of my fall pumpkins on either side. Again, I just want the floral for now because I'm still going to give myself time to adjust to this floral and see what I really feel like would be a nice transitional piece. So on this table over here, I went ahead and added these beautiful candles. I think candles are a really nice way to just evoke some ambiance. You can begin to bring in some of those cozy fall vibes with candles, and just go ahead and light one. It really adds a little bit of extra sparkle to your day. If you are a candle person, I know not everybody is, and I'm very careful with my candles also. Just a side note, because I would not have them this far down if I had probably small children around. When my kids were little, I had to put them way up high and just be very careful with the candles. Just a little note there, but I love this hot cocoa and cream. I know some of you guys have commented on that, and it smells very strong chocolatey if you like that chocolate fragrance. But that is one my daughter and I actually both really love. My son really loves the caramels, and and the peach scents, as well as his little girlfriend. So anyway, here's that sweet little vignette that I created with that harvest sign. I did glam up the harvest sign by adding it on top of that gold frame. I found that gold little easel at the thrift store. So when you guys go thrifting, look for some of those prettier vintage kind of high-end gold pieces that you can drop back behind some of your fall decor. It really gives them kind of more of a high-end look, so you can get away with some of the more cutesy farmhouse style, but if you put a little bit of glitter in with it or a little bit of glam, it kind of takes it up a notch, I feel. But hey, you guys, everybody's style is their own, and whatever floats your boat. This is just kind of what I'm going for this year. And again, always remember too, you guys can use whatever color it is that you're loving that's in your palette, that's in your home. I love fall because you can really get your cozy on and you can really just begin to bring in some of those warmer, softer colors. So here is another fun transitional decor idea, is to just go with some black and whites. So I shared with you guys this black and white little gingham Hobby Lobby garland dupe. They're fun to use. You can also repurpose some of your Dollar Tree stars from your 4th of July decor and add some sunflowers to that. I think the black and white and the pops of yellow with sunflowers is a great transitional decor when you're not ready to go full-blown fall, or if you're just doing black and white and adding that into some of your regular colors. And even for some of my pink ladies who love pink year-round, I did pink DIYs last year for fall. I am still going to do some fun pastel colors this year, but you can also add those black and whites to some of your pastel and pink decor. If you love blues, the black and whites goes really well with the blues as well. So just a little hint and tip. I think this is a really fun transitional idea, again, from your late December decor heading into fall when you're not quite ready to go full out yet, but you're crushing on getting some of those cozy fall vibes. So again, check out those DIYs that we used that we made using some of those Dollar Tree buffalo check plaid scarves. Also, a little helpful hint, if you cannot find the buffalo check plaid scarves to make these soft fabric pumpkins, I know Walmart has a buffalo check plaid fabric as well as Hobby Lobby, so look for them there. You could probably even find some of that fabric popped in online, but I am so in love with this floral. I've been imagining this floral for a while and wondering how I was going to pull it off and really make that transition happen, and I think I pulled it off. And I also think it's so versatile, again, where you guys could just change out the colors to whatever you love. I am showing you guys a little bit of a longer video today just to give you some serious fall vibes. I've had quite a few of you all comment and let me know you wish my videos would go just a little bit longer. So I thought for this video, since we're doing a decorate with me, I would give you a lot of just kind of vignette footage and just kind of some of those cozy fall vibes. I know I love to see that in other people's videos to get me inspired for fall. So here it is. So now I'm just getting a warm drink ready. This is that little cozy that we made out of the buffalo check plaid baby blanket I found at Dollar Tree. And we made some little sachets. Again, these are in DIYs that I shared with you guys, and I'll put that playlist down below as well. Here's just another fun vignette, this using the buffalo check plaid in the fleece with the lighter grays. We also made pillows, and I'm really loving the gray next to the black and white. And also, if you didn't want to go with as strong as colors as the black and white, I think the gray is a really nice option. Again, gray is going to mix in with so many different colors, whatever colors you kind of decorate with. And I just love to add in 2 pops of fresh fruit. So this is a real apple that I just set into this vignette with all of the little pumpkins. And then again, that thankful sign, you're probably going to see it everywhere. I maybe even need to go buy another one because it's so cute and it goes in so well. And it's just a great little size. And then again, candles, we DIY'd a fun little candle idea with the Dollar Tree candles. You can take them and glam them up and make them look a lot more high-end. And then another fun DIY idea is to sparkle up some of those pumpkins. You guys can take some glitter, add to the top of your pumpkins where the stems are, and that's going to completely change the look of those Dollar Tree pumpkins. So again, these are Dollar Tree pumpkins that I added some of that big chunky glitter to. I added it into this pumpkin spice vignette, and it gives the kind of harvesty fall decor a bit of glam. So you could even go more glam with this. I have some really pretty glam pumpkins that I bought last year that I want to add in. I think these pumpkins would be super fun. And then here's my banana bread. I just can't get enough of this. I love butter. I know I've told you guys this before, but I just think it is so delicious on a warm piece of bread. Oh my goodness, or on biscuits or cookies that are fresh out of the oven. Definitely some fall vibes. So here's another fun DIY that we did, repurposing some of your summer decor. This is a lemon sign that I repurposed to make into an acorn. And here is the idea of just adding a beautiful fall picture to a mantle with some candles and some little pumpkins around the side if you didn't want to do a big floral mantle. A lot of you guys asked me also how I store my crafts, and here's how I store some of my florals. I have this box that was originally made for glasses, and it just makes the best floral storage. The supplies I am using for this elegant fall wreath are all from the Dollar Tree, and I selected this bamboo wreath base, a packet of the natural raffia. I chose the colored, but you could also just choose the plain colored, a roll of the wired burlap ribbon, and then a variety of florals. Choose whatever you love, but I chose these burgundy mums, a pair of cream colored mums, these beautiful berries, also these burnt colored orange sunflowers, this beautiful pick with kind of the yellow golden leaves, and pretty pumpkin and berries on it, and then some cream colored hydrangeas. To get started creating this wreath, I'm going to pick my boldest color and I'm going to push all of the leaves up. That will fill out my wreath just a bit. I'm going to go ahead and cut off a couple of the mums. That way I can create a little bit of a swag to go on the base of this wreath. And then I'm just going to bend one of the mums backwards and set the other ones aside. I'm going to attach another set of mums, and I'm also bending them out just a bit. So we're creating kind of a little floral swag to begin with as our base. Now I'm adding in, for an accent color, these cream colored mums. Again, I'm cutting off a couple of the florals and then I'm bending it out. And then what I want to do is just go ahead and attach these together with a pipe cleaner. So I'm checking it to make sure that this is going to fit on my wreath with the right size. I want to make it a little bit extra larger. That way I have plenty of room to add my bow. So now that I have these both bended out, I'm going to go ahead and take a pipe cleaner and just twist the pipe cleaner on, and that's going to secure my 2 sets of floral stems. You could also use a zip tie for this or floral wire. This is what I had on hand, and I always love to use what I have on hand. Now I'm going ahead and attaching it to the wreath base with a pipe cleaner, and then I'm going to snip off the excess. And you guys could also, if you're going to sell this, you could use a more neutral pipe cleaner. That way you can't see it from the back. But this is for my home, so I'm just going going for it with what I have. I'm also adding in a couple of other pipe cleaners. That way this is nice and secure and it doesn't flop around on my creation. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add in this beautiful sunflower. I added some hot glue to the tip of the sunflower, and then I'm just going to push it into the willow wreath base. These would also work great on one of the grapevine bases. My store didn't have those, so I'm using this as my base. Now I'm going to create an Olivia bow, and so I'm just taking that wired burlap ribbon and I'm going to loop it over on itself. So you just loop it over on itself, loop it over on itself again, and this is about 12 to 14 inches. I'm making a rather large bow on this. Now you guys do what you love. I do end up using this entire roll of ribbon, and you want to check and just count on each side of your ribbon loops that you have 3 in the bundle. 2 is fine as well. I wanted to make a little bit of an oversized bow, and now I'm just cutting a little notch in each side. Now be very careful here. Do not cut very deep into your notches because you don't want your ribbon to fall apart. And then I'm just taking a pipe cleaner and I'm pipe cleanering this together. The secret to my bow is I love fluffing them out. So you can take the loops of the ribbon and kind of twist them out because we added those notches. Now that we have given our ribbon a really good fluffing, I'm going to go ahead and attach another pipe cleaner. So I want to have a pipe cleaner that's coming out the front and a pipe cleaner that's coming out the back. The back one will attach to our wreath base, and then the front one will let me add in any raffia or any other bows for my choosing. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the burgundy color as the base accent color. So you just cut the raffia apart, and because I'm staying on a budget with this wreath, I wanted to make it go a little bit further. So I just split the raffia in half, and then I'm taking it and I'm taking the pipe cleaner and just twisting it on. I twist it about 2 to 3 times. And I'm going to continue this process for each color. So now I'm adding in the brown. I want to layer these just to give the wreath some dimension and some interest to the eye. And I love choosing different textures. I just think that really helps make things even more interesting. Now you could also just choose a different ribbon if you didn't want to use the raffia, but this raffia really gives your wreath some fullness. So I added the orange color last, and now I'm just going to take and add this onto the base. So I'm just going to twist it onto the base of the wreath, and I chose to add the raffia part to the back because I didn't want my bow to get swallowed up by the raffia. If you guys wanted a different look, you could just flip your bow around. I did leave the pipe cleaner on the front so I could add in just a tiny bit more raffia to the front, but I didn't want it to be quite as full as the back part. So now that I've added all of my raffia on and fluffed my bow, I'm going to go ahead and add in some berries. These are really, really pretty. Again, this is going to add some really beautiful dimension to your wreath. So I'm just hot gluing the end of my berry, and I'm going to add it off to the right side, and then to pull your eye up, I'm going to add it to the top. That is going to give this wreath the appearance of having some fullness and some texture. So I just wanted to add too that I had added that little pumpkin pick on to the center part of my bow just by adding some hot glue and adding it into the center part of the bow. Now what you can look for when you begin to layer your florals are just go every other color. So if you've added in cream, you can add in a burgundy in between your creams. That's going to give you some accent and dimension to your wreath by giving your eyes something to dance over. So I added in some creams, some burgundy, and now I'm going to add that really beautiful pop of orange, and that's just going to all mix together, kind of how our fall colors look. And then after I add the cluster of flowers, I'm adding in that little pretty beautiful berry, and the berries have all of the colors that are in these florals. So the berries have the yellows, the creams, the oranges, and the burgundy, and that's what's tying this all together. So when you go to select your colors, look for some accent pieces that will tie all your colors together. And then I'm adding in some berry to the base of the bow just to give some more dimension and give your eyes something to dance over again. I'm also adding in these little hydrangeas. I really love the hydrangeas because they're a fuller flower flower, so it will give you a little bit more bang for your buck. Now, my berry on the pumpkin pick was getting lost, and so was the leaf, so I clipped the leaf off the back because you couldn't see it, and I wanted to add some yellow in, and I just added that into the top part of the bow. But you guys get creative with this and have fun. Whatever colors you love, just go for it. You can totally do this. You do not have to break the bank to make a beautiful, gorgeous wreath. And again, to attach my florals, I'm just hot gluing the very tip and stem of them, and then I'm pushing them in to whatever spot it is that I love. So I did also add in some of that pretty longer grass. I love this grass. Dollar Tree has stepped it up so much on their florals. And of course, I used every single flower that I had in those bundles. And so I'm really thinking it's coming out really, really beautiful. Comment and let me know what you guys think about this, and also comment and let me know what you think about the color combinations. So I'm going to share with you guys a bunch of different styles of wreaths this season. For this one, I wanted to share something that was elegant and almost a transitional piece because we are going with some more of the creams and burgundies. So hopefully this can carry over from late summer to early fall. And then just give your bow a fluffing. You also want to dovetail your ends by going ahead and cutting a little triangle in the ends of your bow. And also I'm going to leave all of the supplies for this wreath down in the description box below of this video. That way you guys can reference this if you're going to Dollar Tree and you need to pull it up and say, okay, what were those supplies again? I know I need all the help I can get with things. But definitely, you guys, this is just so fun. I cannot wait to share with you guys more ideas, more different color combinations, different tips and tricks on how we can do this on a teeny tiny budget. And I can't wait for more ribbon options to come out at Dollar Tree. So I also just wanted to share with you guys some fall vibes. I love making homemade crock pot soup, and I'd love to hear what you guys love to make in your crock pot or just soups in general. I'm kind of a little soup junkie. And so here are some different ways you can style this wreath. I had this on my haul tree, and then I also did some DIY Dollar Tree pillows. I'm going to link all these DIYs down below. We created this cute little fall sign. I mixed that in with some of those buffalo check plaid pillows. So I think this is just a really fun kind of harvest style. It's just fun with the elegant wreath paired against kind of more of the farmhouse style sign, and then those glam pumpkins. I just think fall is so fun to mix all those. And then here is some little fall vibes with the Hershey's candy corn candy bar, some Hershey's M&Ms, that little pumpkin spice international house drink. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm just so crazy. What are your favorite fall sweet treats when it comes to candy? Again, here is that wreath again, and here is another way to style it so you can have the big pop of color at the top. Then you can pan down and just add in all neutrals if you wanted. And again, I think this is really a nice transitional piece because we DIY'd these pumpkins with Dollar Tree scarves. How fun was that? Oh my goodness. I've been seeing you guys' recreations and I'm loving it. But so this is a little bit more of a neutral take if you didn't want to go all the way, but then it also gives you that beautiful pop of color. And if you wanted to completely go neutral, just use all neutral florals. And then here are some of those glam pumpkins. I did a DIY with you guys on those, as well as the little yummy pumpkin cakes and the DIY Starbucks drink. Oh my goodness, that one was so funny. And you guys really were crushing on that. I think I'm going to do just like a huge video of just DIY fun fall treats that are fake treats. So here's another way to style this. I added that little DIY little banner across the top, and then we still have those cute little pillows. This is that repurposed lemon sign that we painted, and then here are just some little Dollar Tree pumpkins that I set on top of one of those Dollar Tree hay bales and one of those cute little Dollar Tree signs. So that was kind of 3 different ways that you could style this one area or wreath or vignette. So I hope you guys are really loving this. Now here is another floral creation. This was a centerpiece that we made. This goes kind of in and along the wreath, minus the burgundies, but you could always add in some burgundies if you wanted. I'm so excited too to pick up some new fall candles. Oh my goodness, comment and let me know what is your favorite. And of course, you guys know I love to cook and bake fall goodies. And of course, I am a butter junkie. One thing I just cannot let go of is hot butter on a wonderful, yummy, delicious fall treat. And also, I just had to have Tinky made a cameo in this video. She was showing out and giving you guys her little dance that she has going on. I hope you guys are loving this. Comment and let me know what colors are you going to be using in this fall wreath. And if you're going to be recreating this, I would love to see.
Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I cannot wait to share with you 6 DIY Dollar Tree fall decor crafts. So this is episode 12 in my I Love Fall series. You guys, I have so many crafts to share with you guys. Also, if you want to check out the rest of the videos in my I Love Fall series, I do a ton of shopping, fall DIY, just everything to do with that season. I am loving, and you guys are loving it too. So I'm going to link the playlist for you down below if you need to catch up or just binge watch it for some extra fall love. It's going to do the fall series from this year and then roll into last year, which I think we had about 20 I Love Fall episodes in last year's videos as well. So in this video, I'm going to share with you guys how to make this super adorable, inexpensive burlap wreath. I cannot wait to share this one with you guys. We're going to repurpose some of our summer decor to add into this wreath. So you guys definitely plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting. For the first Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to make a homemade fall air freshener. So I'm just going to take a cup of Dollar Tree baking soda. I am going to add in a big dollop of cinnamon. They have cinnamon at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to mix that up really well. What I want to do is create this homemade air freshener that has that wonderful fall vibe. Now, I did have some essential oils on hand. This was just in an orange fragrance, but Dollar Tree also sells them. And I'm going to finish mixing that up really well. I'm going to pop it into a recycled Dollar Tree candle jar. Here's what it looks like all close. I just thought it was really cute with a little bit of cinnamon flecks in it. Now I left the candle jar completely plain. I'm kind of have this like weird fear of tying things around my candles just because I don't want anything to happen as far as them accidentally catching on fire. So I'm popping in a tea light. This is the vanilla scented Dollar Tree tea light, and I just feel like it is the perfect fall freshener. It looks really pretty. The baking soda is a natural air freshener. These are great to leave by your stove or just wherever your room needs that subtle touch of fall. And you guys could also even add like some nutmeg or some clove or anything, but we burned it for a couple of hours and it smelled really good. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to create an outdoor buffalo check plaid pillow. I had this idea from one of you guys. You commented and let me know that you were doing this, and so I thought, hey, let's go for it. So what I want to do is take one of those buffalo check plaid tote bags from Dollar Tree, and I just want to cut it out. I want to cut out the entire thing front and back to where it's just 2 panels for each side of the pillow. So I'm just going to line them up inside out because what I want to do is I want to hot glue them together and then be able to turn the pillow inside out. Now this is a plastic fabric, but this is an outdoor pillow, you guys. And thank you for giving me this idea. You guys are the best. And so I'm just using a low temp hot glue gun, and I'm hot gluing all around 3 edges of this tote bag. Again, this is plastic, but it's for outdoor, and these are super cute and fun just to throw out there. And hey, it cost $1 with the stuffing. You guys could use it on a pillow. But just be careful. Always use a low temp glue gun for any hot gluing to plastic. You don't want to have any massive meltdowns. But the plastic was fine. It didn't melt onto anything. So I also made sure I was hot gluing on the seams of the bag. So now I'm just going to go ahead and flip it inside out. This was the only part that I thought might be tricky, that might not work. But I was just really gentle with it as I insided it out, and then I was really careful to just go ahead and push out all the corners to where it still maintained kind of that pillow shape. But I think it's coming out pretty cute for a little outdoor pillow for fall. Just grab some old stuffing from an old pillow that you might have on hand, especially if you're a pillow hoarder like me. Trust me, y'all, I have so many extra pillows that anyway, I'm repurposing them. That's the best thing ever, repurpose and reuse. So I stuffed this pillow rather full because I wanted it to be nice and puffy and just ready to roll. And once I had enough stuffing in there, I just went ahead and pinched the ends together, and I began to hot glue across the edge just to go ahead and get that pillow together. Now this is kind of the more tricky part when you're doing that last edge because it's easy to burn yourself, but just be careful. You can also get one of those little hot glue thimbles you guys have been telling me about at the craft store. I really need to pick one of those up, but it will protect the ends of your fingers. But I think this is coming out really, really cute and oh so adorable. It's kind of a really funny idea, I know, you guys, to hot glue a tote bag together that's plastic. But for an outdoor pillow, I'm telling you, this is an amazing idea. So thank you guys for all the ideas that you're sharing with me. And so here it is in just a little indoor vignette. Now it was blazing hot outside, so I just decided to show it to you guys how it looked inside by my little hall tree. And honestly, I think it's super fun. It's not a bad idea to put like on a hall tree or an entryway, because sometimes I know my kiddos will come home with like wet clothes, you know, or umbrellas, and so a plastic pillow, hey, it's the perfect idea. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to repurpose one of those Dollar Tree summer signs. It said, "Oh Sweet Summer." I chalk painted the other sign just with some chalk paint that I got at Walmart, and then I'm going to add this "Happy Fall, y'all." I made sure that I found a printable that had a black background, since I did chalk paint the little sign with a black background, and I'll put a link to where you can find this printable. But it turned out really perfect. I was out of Mod Podge, so I just used some Elmer's glue to glue this on, but Mod Podge would definitely work as well. Now I'm taking some Dollar Tree ribbon. I want to add that to the top of the jar, and then you guys, once you get this little jar decorated, the sky is the limit. Now I'm going to share with you guys, for the next Dollar Tree DIY, we are going to put it on a burlap wreath, and I'm going to share with you guys this wreath tutorial right now.
I'm taking some burlap, and actually I got this burlap from burlapfabric.com. I do have a $5 off coupon, but I'm taking this little pipe cleaner and then one of those Dollar Tree 12-inch wreath bases, and I'm just going to wire the pipe cleaner on. Now this is the ruffle method. If you guys need more help, this is the ruffle method for a burlap wreath. So you're just going to wire your burlap on, and this is really easy. Trust me, if I can do it, you guys can do it. So you're just going to pull your first loop of burlap through, and then you're going to pull your second loop of burlap through, and then your third loop of burlap through. So you can see on the wire wreath form, there's 3 layers there, so you just pull it through each layer, and then you're going to take and you're going to kind of squish it down. So you just kind of push it down with your fingers, and then you're going to take it in the back, and you're just going to twist that 3 times. So while you're holding your little loop at the top, you're going to twist in the back, and then you're going to bring it back up through the bottom, and you're going to start your next row of little puffs here. So you're going to pull it through again, and then you're going to pull it through again on the next rung. And my burlap was kind of a thick size. I'll link the dimensions down below for you guys, but you're going to go ahead and pull it through, but just make sure it doesn't get twisted. My fingers were having a bit of a time with it, so you have to kind of unroll it as you go. That was probably the most trickiest part for me, was that it kept getting twisted. So anyway, you're going to go ahead and squish it down again, and then hold on to it there at the top, and you're going to twist it 3 times in the back, and that'll keep it from unfurling on you or undoing. And then you're going to push it through again the bottom, and you just work your way up each time until you get to the top, and you just continue to repeat this process over and over again until you get all the way around the wreath. Now a little tip is the first one of these I did, the loops were a little bit large, and I did these loops a little bit smaller this time, and I feel like I got better results and I didn't use as much burlap. So just continue to work that burlap magic and pull those little loops through 3 times, twist in the back, and then go back down and start the process back over again. Once I got to the end of my wreath, I just used a piece of pipe cleaner and I just pipe cleanered that little end piece on. And also I wanted to let you all know that Walmart and the craft stores also sell these large, big, long spools of burlap that you guys can make these wreaths with. I think Walmart's is about $4 or $5, and I'm not sure about the craft stores, but I will leave that coupon code for the burlapfabric.com down below if you guys want to check any of their burlap stuff out.
So once you have your burlap wreath all ready to roll, or you could add this into a floral wreath as well, I'm attaching the little Happy Fall Y'all jar sign onto the burlap wreath just with some black pipe cleaners. And then I want to go ahead and snip the ends off of that. Now we're going to create an Olivia bow. So you're just going to take some of that Dollar Tree wired ribbon and you're just going to loop it over on itself. This is super easy. You guys can see I'm just looping that ribbon over on itself. I want to do that about 3 times on each side, and then I'm going to find the center of my bow. I'm going to cut 2 tiny little notches and make sure they're tiny notches, and then I'm going to take that pipe cleaner and I'm going to wrap the pipe cleaner around my bow, kind of pinch it in the center. But the little notches are going to help you guys really fluff your bow out really well. So give your bow a really good fluffing, and so you can pull the little loops out and kind of twist them out. That's going to give you that really boutique, gorgeous bow. And this was so easy. You just loop the ribbon over on itself, cut it in the center, and tie on the little pipe cleaner so you have something to tie it onto your wreath with. Now I'm going to add another Olivia bow stacked on top of this one. This is using that buffalo check plaid ribbon that I found at Hobby Lobby. This step of course is, you know, extra. You guys just know I love to go super extra with my bows. I also had added in a little bit of the Dollar Tree orange ribbon and the Dollar Tree polka dot ribbon. So check out this bow, y'all. I mean, I am in love with big bows. I love big bows and I cannot lie. It's true, I just do. So I'm going to use up the rest of this ribbon. This was that chevron wired ribbon from Dollar Tree. Again, I stacked another bow on top of it because we can't be outdone from the top bow to the bottom bow. I do usually do though my bottom bows a little bit smaller, but I like to kind of offset them in this fashion. So you're just going to wire that onto the base of your wreath. I also added in some of that orange ribbon from Dollar Tree just to kind of give it that offsetted kind of cohesive look. So now that I have the bows added, I decided to just go ahead and take some of the Dollar Tree sunflowers off of their stems and just add a tiny bit of hot glue onto the bows. I kind of arranged them where I wanted them, and now I'm just gluing them on. I'm gluing them onto the ribbon and also kind of to the burlap base. I just really thought that looked super adorable. I thought it looked really cute actually too without the florals, but I love adding florals and going super over the top. And since it's Happy Fall, y'all, I thought that would just really tie in the ribbons and the little mason jar, and it really pops against that burlap. So I used some of the yellow Dollar Tree sunflowers and then some daisies, and so I just thought it came out really, really adorable. Again, the sky is the limit on this one. You guys could have so much fun. Decorate this to suit your home style colors. I also created some really tiny cute little mini pumpkins, so I popped a mini pumpkin in underneath the big bow and then one underneath that small bow, and then I just felt like it needed a little something on this sign to kind of pull it all together. So I just whipped out my paintbrush and a little bit of white paint, and I'm going in and just kind of adding some dimension to the sign. Now this part I should have done before I added this sign to the wreath. Totally. So I was careful, you know, trying not to get paint anywhere else, but I thought it looked super adorable, and it just gave it that little extra pop that it needed, you know, just to kind of make it look a little bit more rustic and have some dimension. Here is the finished product, and you guys, I was just so over the moon with this. I thought this turned out so fun, so adorable, and perfect for fall. It really brought a really big smile to my face. I think it's just adorable. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to create some little Dollar Tree glam acorns. I'm taking just some Elmer's glue and I'm adding some glue to the top. I wanted to really glam up and glitter some of my acorns. Again, you guys could suit this to any style decor you love. You could make them pink. You could use silver glitter. I'm using the gold glitter. glitter. I do have some gold accents and some of my fall decor, so I'm just dipping it into this little glitter pot. Now this is the Arteza Craft Glitter. You can find it on their website if you like, but you could also get chunky craft glitter at pretty much all of your craft stores as well, and Walmart even has some pretty good glitter selections. I mixed it in with some acorns that weren't glittered, that way it didn't overpower, but that little cute Dollar Tree Thankful Grateful sign I loved, and it had some glitter on it. Sorry guys if you don't like glitter, but I love glitter. I think it's so fun and sparkly, and I try to add it in with some more muted home decor. That way it's just not overpoweringly glam. But also Mr. Romantic got down my fall stuff, and I did find some of my glam pumpkins. I'm so excited to add those into some of this decor. So anyway, comment and let me know what you guys think about adding glitter. Are you a glitter girl or not? Yes or no? Anyway, I love both ways actually, honestly. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to create a really cute little Dollar Tree pillow. I'm using one of those Dollar Tree dish towels with the little leaves on it, and then a scrap piece of fabric from another craft. This is the Dollar Tree fleece baby blanket. I'm using that for the back or the front. I'm actually going to make this dual-sided, so whatever I'm in the mood for, that's which side I want to use. I did cut this out to where I had full leaves that I could cut out, because I thought it would be really cute to add some leaves to the front of my little pillow. You could also add, you know, felt pumpkins or just whatever floats your boat that you love for your fall decor. Now this leaf is a bit bright and bold, but I think it's fun to mix in some brighter shades of fall with some of your more muted decor. It really just kind of pops, and I just really think it's really cute. So just cut out some leaves from your Dollar Tree dish towel. You will have extra fabric from that dish towel, so try to cut it on the side where the extra fabric is. And then of course you guys, I'm gonna hot glue this pillow. I don't have any type of sewing machine, and I just feel like hot glue works really well. This is actually just going to be a cute little decor pillow, so I'm fine with hot gluing it, but I'm going to hot glue all of the edges with the, I'm going to hot glue the long edges on both sides and then one of the shorter edges. I want to leave one of the shorter edge open so I can stuff my pillow. Also, I wanted to let you guys know I start my hot gluing process with the pillow and the idea that I'm going to turn it inside out. That way when I'm done hot gluing the edges and they have a chance to dry, I can flip the pillow inside out, and that's going to give you nice clean edges and you're not going to see any of the hot glue. So once you get your pillow all hot glued on all the edges and make sure it has a chance to dry, you can just go ahead and take your pillow and inside it out really easily and then begin the stuffing process. And really when you're going along and gluing it, it doesn't really have to be perfect, because again you're going to be turning those seams inside out. And I do love those buffalo check plaid baby blankets because it gives you a nice clean edge to kind of glue along. So now I'm just turning my pillow inside out. I'm making sure that I have all of the little ends poked through really well by running my hand down through there, and then I'm going to go ahead and begin the pillow stuffing process. Again, I'm just using an old pillow that I'm repurposing here and using that to stuff the pillow. You probably do want to kind of wiggle it around in there to try to get it as smooth as possible. So last but not least is the hot gluing of the ends. Now this is the only part that I always find tricky when I'm doing these little hot glued pillows, is doing the ends. I like to tuck each end under and kind of glue very slowly along the edges. Be careful not to burn your fingers. Now I'm just going to take my cute little leaves that I cut out from the excess of the Dollar Tree dish towel fabric, and I'm going to line them up on my pillow. And again, I'm going to hot glue, but you guys, if you guys can sew yours on. If you want to use fabric glue, you guys just go for it. But hot glue works really great for me. It's what I'm the most used to, and it's instant, so it makes it really great for DIYs. But anyway, I do suggest when you do hot glue your leaves on to just kind of stick them to the fabric and then hot glue them as you go. So I hot glued this one first holding it, and then realized it would have been easier just to kind of lift up each each leaf stem and hot glue it that way. Just a little tip or trick on that. But I think this turned out really cute. I feel like it's something that you would see on a Pier 1 or Pottery Barn website, you know, with the muted backdrop colors and the little burst of color. And these specialty pillows, I've been shopping at several of the different home decor stores. They're at least $30. So it's expensive to buy, you know, seasonal home decor. And I always feel like if you can make it yourself, you're going to save a bunch of money. It's going to be really cute, and you're just going to be able to have it for years to come, and you didn't break the bank. You can spend your money on other things, but it is fun to buy a nice fun home decor pillow as well. I definitely give you that. But if you're trying to save money and be on a budget and you're only going to use it for a month or two, then I think this is the way to go. Comment and let me know what you guys think. Do you make your own home decor pillows, or do you have a little splurge at the store? I think it's fun actually to really mix and match your handmade goodies with some really pretty like store goodies. And then also I made these cute little tassels. I made these on another DIY video, but basically I just used the excess fabric and I created a little tassel also with some of the Dollar Tree burlap. I'm going to link the huge I Love Fall playlist down below if you guys want to catch up on any of the DIYs on how to make these pumpkins or tassels or the other pillows that you see, or any of the fun crafts that you guys are seeing. I love this pillow. I think it came out super cute. It's not perfect, but I think it's imperfectly perfect for my home. And then if I'm in a spicy mood, I can flip it around the other way and it'll be a spicy day and I can go full-blown fall. I like the option though of having two different sides, and you guys could even leave that extra leaf part off if you're not into the bolder home decor. So here it is paired with my transitional fall floral mantle. Again, I did a DIY with you guys for that, and also that pumpkin topiary painting. That was one of the first DIYs I did in my I Love Fall series, and I'm just mentioning that so any of you guys that ask can maybe get caught up and go back and figure out how to do some of those. And then here's our beautiful little candle that we made, filling our house with the lovely smells of fall. And then I'm going to share with you guys my pumpkin bread recipe, just a little quick of how I create it. And then again, I'll link that the full recipe down below for you guys. But I am so in love with just combining some of these more traditional colors with these pops of glam and then the neutrals. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this fall season, you guys. One of my favorite things to do in the kitchen is to bake, and so I'm going to share with you guys this super easy pumpkin bread recipe. I'm going to start out with 2 eggs. I'm going to add them to this bowl, and I just want to whisk them up really fast. I want to start out creating my wet ingredients, and then I'm going to do my dry ingredients separately, add them together, and then add them to my pan. So we're going to be making pumpkin pie bread. This is so easy, you guys. I love to use butter, but you guys can also use oil, and I'm going to link the exact measurements for this recipe down in my description box so you guys don't miss out. So now I'm just adding my butter and my eggs together. I want to mix that up, and then I'm just going to go ahead and add some of my pumpkin pie. This is the Libby's brand, and I just got it at the grocery store. I'm not using fresh pumpkin pie. A lot of you guys had told me that this really is the easier way, and this is an easy recipe, so bear with me. Okay, the other thing I'm going to do is just check my Pinterest, because that's where I get all of my recipes off of. I have a huge Pinterest page. I'll link that down below as well if you guys want to check that out. But now I'm just going to go ahead and add in some sugar to this recipe. And then I want to whisk that up really, really well. I also love to use a touch of brown sugar in a lot of my baking. So now I'm just going to go ahead and add my sugar, and I'm using a little spoon to get it all out of my measuring cup, and then I'm taking my cute little pink whisk. I believe I found this at Tuesday Morning. I'm just going to whisk this up. Now I would love to have one of those really beautiful kitchen made mixers. The only thing is I'm wondering, even though I do love to bake, I'm wondering, you guys comment and let me know if you do have one of those, do you really use it a lot? The thing is I do have a really small kitchen, and I'm not sure that that would be I would use it enough to really have it set out, but one day maybe I'll get a really cute pink one. Wouldn't that be awesome? Maybe I should give Santa, hint, hint, Mr. Romantic, a little hint. I don't know. I would love to have a little cute pink or aqua coffee maker too. So anyway, sorry, that was off topic, but we're continuing on with this recipe. So now that we have got the little pumpkin mixed up really well, I'm going to go ahead and add in my flour. So I have just this little Pampered Chef bowl that I bought years and years ago when my kiddos were babies. The bigger bowl is completely falling apart, but I've had it honestly for 17 years. My son's 17, so yeah, I've had it for that long. And here's a little fun fact about me too. I actually signed up to be a Pampered Chef to sell the products, but I just loved them and ended up just buying them. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my flour, and then I love this recipe because it calls for a bunch of spices. So I'm gonna add in some nutmeg and some cinnamon and just some more delicious spices. Again, I will link the full recipe details down below for you guys. So we're just going to finish adding in some spices and some baking soda. I am going to whisk these dry ingredients together and then whisk them all together and grease my little pumpkin bread pan, pop it in the oven, and let my house smell. Fill up with those delicious aromas. Oh my goodness, who doesn't love? I think one of my most favorite things in the world, honestly, is I'll pop a loaf of pumpkin bread or banana bread into the oven before the kiddos get home from school, or cookies, and it just makes the house smell so amazing. Comment and let me know if you mamas or grandmas do that before you have company over. I just always try to make sure that I've got something baking or cooking. I just think it is just the best way to make your home smell cozy and inviting, and it doesn't break the bank to make your house smell absolutely delicious. So here is my pumpkin bread all toasty out of the oven. I love to line my banana bread pan with butter and then a touch of flour, and then look at that steam. Oh my goodness, it is so delicious to melt some butter on that end piece because it's all crusty. That's my favorite piece of the pumpkin bread or banana bread. Comment and let me know, what is your favorite piece? Is it the end piece, the center piece? Anyway, oh wow, these are giving me so many cozy vibes. I want to do the cherry dump cake that I hauled some of the Dollar Tree supplies for you guys for that. So look for more fall baked goodies in the upcoming videos, and comment and let me know what's your favorite fall treat.
the same.